Yo, drop a like and a sub in the next 5 seconds if you want to be fast at editing and learn all these tips and tricks in this video. Peace. Hey everybody, it's Chappy here, and I will be giving you guys the best tips and tricks video out there for creative warriors, or if you just want to get started into the game. Tip number 1 would be to turn on confirm edit on release. What this does is when you start your edit with your edit bind, you left click, and normally you would have to press your edit bind again to confirm it. But when you let go of your left click, it will confirm it. And this is how many people can edit really fast, okay? To turn this on, you press escape, go into your settings tab, go into the settings cog, click on it, scroll down until you see the building tab. Go down to confirm edit on release and turn this on. And my second tip for this video will be for when using confirm edit on release or whatever double edit binds. When you edit, you don't want to just like edit and then click and then let go. You want to almost edit, start your edit and left click at the same time. So it almost looks like there's no blue tiles. See how these see how there's the blue tiles here? What you want to do, you just want to make it so that you almost cannot see the blue tiles. So you almost click it at the same time, which will make it much faster, which will make you much faster at editing. My third tip and trick is to press escape, go into your settings, go into keyboard controls, go down to your building tab and change your reset building edit in this box to scroll wheel down and your building edit in this box to scroll wheel down. Leave these front boxes normal and do not change select building edit. Some people got confused about this. What this does is that when you edit something, when you scroll down, it will reset it. So you won't have to press your edit bind, right click and your edit bind again. This is for confirm edit on release users only. This won't work for double edit bind users. Sorry. So the good thing about this, with one whole scroll of the mouse wheel, I have resetted all these things. This will make you much faster editing, and as long as you keep your index finger on your left click and only use your middle finger for using your scroll wheel, you should be all set for editing. My fourth tips and trick for editing will be to just practice edit courses. I highly suggest going onto the best editors edit course, for example Raider464 or Serpent AU. We all know Raider464 has public edit courses. I highly suggest doing his impossible edit course line. If you're a beginner, start off with number 1. Go into number 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. And try to complete it under the time limit they give you. Once you complete it under the time limit, on the 5th one, you'll get to the 5th one. And once you complete it under the time limit, don't stop. You can make your own edit course fit to improve your editing in aspects that you don't think you'll improve on easily. I have my own edit course that I've made videos on before, and I often edit the edit course so I can make it more tuned to my likings or whatever I need to improve on. But if you're too lazy to do that, you can just keep doing the Raiders edit course number 5 and try to break the world record. As of now, it's around 8 minutes or so. My 5th tips and tricks is for building. Now, if you don't have the setting on, you're already a clown and you shouldn't probably play Fortnite, but most of you will have the setting on. What you want to do, you want to press escape, go into your settings, go onto the settings cog, scroll down and make sure turbo building is on. If you don't have this, then when you hold down your left click, it will not build. But if you have this on, you hold down your left click, it will build. It's really good, and I reckon a lot of beginners may have this option off. My 6th tips and trick is to get optimal building binds. I have 3 of my binds on my mouse. My side mouse button for walls, my middle mouse button, not scrolled up, not scrolled down, but pushed down for my floors, and I have my back side mouse button for my stairs, and C as my cones. Pretty much the formula to getting good building binds is to have every single one of your binds, or as much, on your mouse, and to have the rest on your, and to have one on each other finger. So let's say you could only put 2 on your mouse, then you'd put one for your thumb, because that's one of the fingers that you may not need to use, and one on your ring finger, because your index finger needs to press D, and maybe your edit bind, which may be F, E, G, or whatever, because most people will use their left index finger for their edit bind. But there's no exact saying that I can say to you now, because I will not know your binds. But keep as much on your mouse, and if you have to, go to thumb first if you have nothing important on your thumb, then ring, because you probably won't have most things important on your ring. Then go to index or pinky. Pinky may be the next one most important actually, but I don't have any binds on my pinky that I can use for building, just because I've already filled it with my thumb. Now my next tips and trick for building, just to get good at building overall, not just the settings of it, but just to get good at building, is to practice. Nothing can help you get better at building other than practice. If you don't practice, you won't get better. Maybe you're trying to learn this build and you can't learn it in like 2 hours. That's normal. If it's a difficult high ground retake, let's say this one here, which I just failed because it is difficult. Look, I even kind of did it, but didn't really do it. Like these high ground retakes like that you won't be able to do every single time unless you're focusing. So pretty much, just to get good at building, find out your skill level, figure out, do I need to learn 90s first, like this. Then you can improve on getting to these 90s, then to whatever 90s you want. And then, yeah. And then once you get good, you can combine building with editing. Go, I don't know, let's say a booger retake. Oh, no way. Oh. Let's just say a booger retake. This one could be the first start to doing a double edit retake or face sway retake. But you slowly move up the scale and figure out what's the best build for you. So I reckon by the time you get to face sway and booger retakes, you should be in control of your keybinds and start learning the best retakes. And you just need to figure out who's the best builder at this time and moment. For me, in my opinion, I think Parallel Psycho is the best builder. He does these kind of retakes here and everything, and they're so protected. Like, look at this. This is like a high ground retake, like a 90 kind of high ground retake. Really crazy. So much edits you have to do, but it's really OP. So you just have to figure out who's the best builder, what's the best build for you to learn at that time and moment, and don't learn something that's unprotected or very risky. You'll know because you'll use it in the actual 1v1 and find out you can get shot from here or there. So you need to figure out where to use the builds correctly. My next tips and tricks is going to be box fighting. Box fighting, you want to box up, and I suggest placing a cone if you're going for the corner edit, the top right corner edit, because when you jump up, you will hit the ceiling of the roof faster, which will make you fall down. So right here is roughly about the good spot, around about here to hit most of the areas you can see here. But then over here, let's say they're in the right corner, you could just go like that. So you just have to find how far you have to go out just so you can hit them. You know, like right about here, you can hit them on the left or whatever. Also, another thing I highly suggest, a tip, is when you break the wall, to place stairs and then a wall, because you're guaranteed to get the stairs if you're under like 90 ping, 100 ping or whatever, and you may get the wall if you've got good ping. So since walls are 50-50, it doesn't really matter if you go for the stair and then the wall, because if you go for the wall, you might not get it. But if you go for the stair and the wall, you still might not get the wall. But if you always get the wall, you will always get the wall when you do the stair wall. My next tip for box fighting is VOD reviewing pros and figuring out what works and what doesn't work for them. So VOD reviewing is pretty important, not just for box fighting, but for building. For example, you want to learn some retakes from the best builder in the world or something. Then that's obviously how you learn. You have to VOD review. But not only for box fighting, but for pubs, scrims, whatever, you VOD review. That's my next tips and trick. Another tip and trick is, once you're confident with your editing, you should box fight every single day, multiple times. Find a good Discord server with lots of people that will box fight, good players. For example, in Oceania, I'm in a Discord server called Kano Scrims. They put out custom codes and everything. Anyway, that should cap off our video for today. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment which kind of aspect do you want me to go more in depth on. Do you want me to help you with editing? Do you want me to help you with building? Which builds do you want me to teach you? And which box fighting tips and tricks do you want me to help you with? Because box fighting is a very broad topic. Anyways, the recap for the tips and tricks, because I said so much, for editing, turn on confirm, edit and release. This was the first thing that got me to edit so fast in Fortnite and just made me get so much more better at my editing. I had completed all the Raider edit courses and stuff for the Impossible edit courses, and even completed the Impossible 5 in 9 minutes 50 seconds or so, which is pretty good. It's like a minute 50 off the world record, so yeah, it's not too bad. But pretty much that's the editing recap. For building is to turn on turbo building, make sure you have optimal binds, and figure out what's the best builds for you to learn, VOD review them, and then learn them yourself. And the box fighting recap for box fighting is mainly to 1, play a lot of box fights. If you play a lot of box fights, you'll learn new tips and tricks. 2, if you're gonna do a corner edit, always place a cone and jump up and stay around this left side, around this half of the left side. Jump up and you can shoot almost anywhere. And just to VOD review pros and see what they do and what's not good. Because building and box fighting is very broad. I could say all these tips and tricks about box fighting, like, oh, you build a ramp here, you place a cone here, whatever. Same with building. I could say, oh, you do a booger retake here or so. You know, like, how do I do a booger retake or something? So you need to learn these on your own. Just watch whoever's good and practice them. There's nothing better than to do 1v1 build fights or whatever. And same for box fights. Practice 1v1 box fights or whatever. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a sub. I'm trying to get the 500 subs. Leave a comment if you want me to teach you in-depth box fighting or build fighting or editing. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and peace. Have a good day.